Hey, 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 hey. What's happening? Good morning. It's Friday. Man, it's been a long week. It really has. I've had some fun this week. I've had some difficulty this week. I've had everything in between. Um, I don't even want to say I've had difficulty. I've had busyness. So it's I'm not I'm stressed, but I'll tell you why I'm stressed. I'm stressed because I have a lot of work on my plate. And when I say work, I don't mean tasks. Anytime I've said work before, I simply mean tasks. I have a lot of tasks to do. And having a lot of tasks to do is soul draining. So that's not what I have. What's happening now is I've taken on a lot of different things because I said, I'm like, I can do this. When asked, I said, I am capable of this. But I said I am capable of this just because of trying to be confident in myself and to challenge myself. So I still have little bits of doubts when I see the piles and piles of work in front of me, despite the fact that it's very early for me to be in this position, and I'm figuring things out. I'm learning, but at the same time, I'm sitting here like I can't wait till I get to the point where I get it together, um, to where I'm more of a well-oiled machine. If that makes any sense. It probably doesn't because I'm not giving any specifics, but to be as general as possible, general but also informative as possible, right? Um, I have a lot to do at work because I got promoted into a new position at work. And the position that I am promoted into, they created the position to a degree because the position was not up. They put me in the position. It was a position that nobody was in at my job. They basically created a space for me to go into a position where I am growing the position. And what it is, without being too specific, is essentially, you see how I've always talked about being a part of these mental health programs where either I have a caseload of clients that I'm seeing and helping them with their mental health, or making sure that they are seeking the appropriate help and talking to a therapist and going to their psychiatrist, etc. Now I'm in a program where I'm not necessarily going to be seeing clients. I'm going to be meeting some clients, but I'm going to be assessing their needs, and then I'm going to be the one who links them up with somebody in my company for them to provide them with those services. So they want me to figure out ways. There's no blueprint for it. They want me to figure out ways. Sorry that I'm not even getting into Big Brother because I realized I have so much to say once I started talking. Hi, Ed. They want me to figure out ways to expand this program. In other words, they want me to figure out how to grow the number of people who are in the program, both staff-wise and then also the clients. They want a lot more clients in there. And then, in addition to marketing it, they want me to supervise all the people who are staffed in that particular department. They want me to generate training documentation, and it's a bunch. And I feel like I always said that I wanted that kind of responsibility, but like I said, it's the first time now that I've had it. It's the first time people have come to me at a job to be like, Mark, what's the answer? I'm just not used to that. Like, I'm just used to being the person, good morning. I'm just used to, here we go. I'm just used to being the person. Don't type things like that in while I'm walking, because when I'm walking, I can actually focus on what's in the chat and get rid of it myself. If I was driving, that's a different story. Anyways, what I was saying is I'm used to being the person who just sits in my chair and does my job, no more, no less. My boss gives me the instructions, and I have a certain amount of tasks to do. I do the tasks, I clock out, and I go home. Now, people are coming to me all day because they're like, Mark, what's the answer to this? Mark, can you help me with working on this? I need to know this. I need to know that. What's the best method of this? Or the people that I'm supervising, they're talking to me about problems that they're having with engagement with their client, or they're looking to me to help them with some problem solving for an issue that somebody is going through, or they're asking me, am I allowed to do this with the client, or this? Am I allowed to do that? How do I accomplish this? Can you show me how to do this thing with the documentation? And I'm like, sheesh, man. I like being the guy in theory, but I guess maybe I just have to iron out the way that I organize my time. I think maybe that's the main thing of that. Okay, so I'm off of that now. 8 minutes and 12 seconds for anyone who wants to timestamp this for when I get to Big Brother. Rylie is the HOH. That's pretty much all I know. I watched a few clips on one of the sources that I look at for my updates, and the source said, well, it showed video clips of Rylie talking to Vince and a couple of others, Keanu, and Rylie was pretty much saying he wants Mickey, Ashley, and Morgan to be up. That's not a surprise, actually. I'm so disappointed that Rylie, of all people, won. I had all these scenarios running in my head. I want this person. Actually, I wanted Mickey, Ashley, Morgan. I wanted one of those three to win. Or I wanted Rachel to grab a win. Or I wanted Ava. Like, there's so many different people that I wanted to win over him, because his choice is just based on the fact that Catherine doesn't like those women. I mean, I know there's also the factor of everyone kind of knowing that that's a alliance, but tis what it is. The way that I'm going to look at it, if that happens, it's not smart for Rylie necessarily. On one hand, it's like, okay, that's three people who are not working with you, but Rylie probably doesn't know the Big Brother game. I don't know. I'm just assuming. If he does, I mean, wow. But I just assume that he doesn't really know the Big Brother game like that. Oh no. Not me coming out here for a walk and then my watch dying. That is disastrous. Anyways, my phone should record my steps. So I won't be that dramatic. However, if your watch dying when your purpose is coming out. Okay, so what I was gonna say is, if you have 3 people that you're clearly against and you want to get them out of the house, you might think it sounds smart to just put them all 3 on the block next to each other. But just from a math standpoint, the smartest thing to do is not to put your 3 enemies next to each other. It's to put 2 of them up there, and one person, not your ally per se, not somebody that you don't think can afford to go home, but a person who is you're not working with, a pawn basically. So 2 people who want to go home 100%, and then a pawn as the 3rd person. And preferably like a pawn that is good at comps. Because then when you get in the veto comp, it takes away the chances of one of those people being able to take themselves off, if you dig what I'm saying. So you put your 2 people and then you leave one of them off the block, and then hopefully that person that you have on there wins, or you win, or someone in your alliance wins. And then when the person takes himself off the block, or if a person gets taken off the block, then you put up another one that you're not aligned with, or your target, through the back door. And I'm well aware that the back door is not the same thing as what it used to be, because now you have the blockbuster. So there's that. But theoretically, I'm just saying, like, mathematically, there's a little bit smarter ways to play it. But I guess I can't tell anyone the smartest way to play it. That's just my way. My way would not be to put all my targets up there, because look what happened with Keanu. You know, you throw Keanu right up there, and it's like, great, this is what the house wants. This is going to ruffle the least amount of feathers. But then he goes out there, he wins the power of veto. Then you don't even get your target. And then Adrian goes home. I don't even really think that Adrian going home was good for any of that side's game. Like, what benefit was it for Adrian to go home? Oh yeah, and then Zach was having a conversation with Morgan, and Zach was telling Morgan that if she goes up and he wins the POV, he's going to use the POV to take her off the block. It's the other thing that was going on. So that's that. Hi, Shanna. So it's going to be an interesting week for everyone who said they wanted new people on the block. At least 2 new people will be indeed on the block. And yeah, that's about all I got. I don't think you can use the power until you get to the... I don't know, but I don't think it's like you just exercise the power right away. I think that it's like the other people's powers, where you have to where it gets activated. You tell production probably. It's not like Keanu and what's her name, Kelly's Powers, where they announce it at the ceremony, but I kind of assume that it gets announced at the nomination ceremony. That's what I think. I think like you get a choice. I don't know if it would be the nom ceremony or the POV ceremony. Probably the POV, because it would have to be after the noms, the HOH noms were announced and picked. Then probably at the power of veto, they would probably get told that the power has been tripped, and then probably then from there they will say, I don't know if they'll let people know what the picks are, the renoms, but it'll probably say you have 3 minutes. It'll say what the power is, and then tell the current HOH that they have 3 minutes to interrogate all the house guests to see who they think has the power. Then if he picks the correct person that has the power, and the power is deactivated or whatever. That's what I assume. No, I don't think it'll be this evening. I think it'll most likely be, I don't know 100%, but I just think it'll most likely be on Monday. When I think Monday is when they have the POV competition, isn't it? Right? So whatever day the POV competition is, I think that's when we would know if the power is used or not. But I've been saying, if there's any time to use the power, definitely this week would be the week. But the part that I don't like is the fact that I wish that Nikki hadn't told anybody. I wish that Nikki had won the power and then tried to accuse somebody else of having it. Because it's cool to tell people, okay, I have the power, right? But what should have happened is she doesn't tell anybody about the power until she's about to use the power. Because it would have been so much better, right? Let's say her, Ashley, and who's the other one? Morgan. Her, Ashley, and Morgan are sitting on the block together. And then we get to the power of veto. And then you can be like to those ladies, hey, no worries, you know, we're all going to get off. I have a way for us all to get off of this block. You know, I have a way for all three of us to get off this block. And then, you know, you trip the power or whatever. And then you let them know after the power is used and activated and all that stuff. Because too many people in that small house knowing that information does not bode well for your ability to use it. She makes renom picks. No, it's renom. The HOH is going to make their picks. And then she has the opportunity, if the HOH does not guess who she is, she has the opportunity to make renoms. I mean, to not renoms, but she has an ability. It's like a secret HOH, where she gets to make a selection of 3 all new people. I guess that is a renom. Yeah, she has an opportunity to renominate her block people, candidates. Although I said from the beginning that I was worried about her not getting the chance to use that, but hey man, It's still confusing, yeah. I'm still figuring it out. They're trying to do a lot. That's the whole thing. I don't mind twists. I even like that twist. I just don't like the fact that everyone knows that there's 3 powers already. And also, I just realized, people told me this last week, Zach is sitting pretty, man. Because he still has that $10,000 thing. I mean, he's not even in danger yet. This is week 4, I think, and he's not even in danger of going on the block 4 weeks in. And even if he does go on the block, he has that thing just sitting in his back pocket where he can just buy his way back into the game. Nobody suspects him of anything. And they're just like, oh, this guy's just walking around smiling and pining after Lauren, which is true, but it's not like, I'm still seeing him like an Xavier. Not, I know people are going to be like, in what way is Zach like Xavier? But I mean just in a sense of, he's probably a player that can be really good at comps, but he's just like, at this point, winning comps is not really in my benefit, and I'm not really on the radar for anybody, and I'm not in danger, so I don't have to win my way off the block. So I'm gonna just lay low, because I remember that's what Xavier was saying. He wasn't winning anything. Zach is getting on my nerves. Yeah, dude. Zach. All right. Okay. And I say, hey, yeah. I'm almost off this thing. What time is it? 7:28. 7:28. I'm debating whether to run to the dry cleaner before work, get my clothes. Thinking about it. I gotta get to work too. I gotta be at work in about an hour. And you know what though? I could probably stop at the dry cleaner on my way to work. Think smarter, not harder. I mean, work smarter, not harder. Yeah. Okay, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you.